Hey guys, it's your girl Etta. Aside from being the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast host, I am a legal consultant, author, and advocate for change within the legal industry. Every episode, we dive deep into the tools, strategies, and real world insights you need to succeed, featuring inspiring guests and topics that matter most to the modern legal profession. So, if you find value in these conversations, be sure to subscribe to the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast and download our episodes for your commute, coffee break, or brainstorming session. And if you know someone who could benefit, don't forget to send them our way. Referrals are always welcome. Let's create a stronger, more empowered legal industry together. Professionalism has long been defined by rigid norms. But is that really the key to success? In this episode, we're breaking the molds and exploring why authenticity matters more than outdated expectations. I'll dive into how embracing your true self in the legal industry can lead to stronger connections, greater opportunities, and a more fulfilling career. Let's challenge the status quo and redefine what professionalism really means. Listen in for more. Hey guys, it's your girl Etta, and welcome back to the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. Today I am going to talk about something personal and professional, and it was a turning point for me. It was actually triggered by a recent LinkedIn post that I had within this month, and I named it Why I Won't Do Another Presentation on Professionalism. And it was in the traditional sense, right? It was a big hit on LinkedIn. If you don't follow me, please do, at Rosa on LinkedIn. Link is down below in the description. But this triggered quite a conversation, and I created this episode on the back of those conversations because for me, it was a very pivotal moment in not only my professional, but also my personal, right? So a few years ago, I delivered a presentation on professionalism to a law firm that we were consulting with. And let's just say it didn't go as planned at the time. I thought it was a no-brainer topic, one that would resonate with everyone. But instead, the audience didn't really connect with it. And truthfully, neither did I. When I reflected on it, while the presentation flopped and the answers hit me, I wasn't being authentic, right? I wasn't speaking from a place of personal belief or experience. And I often find myself with no words when it's not from my heart or when I really don't believe in what I'm saying. And I feel like a lot of you can resonate with that feeling, whether you're a parent, whether you're a sibling, whether you're a child of someone, whether you're a spouse to someone or a partner, a friend. And we've all been there in this position where we think about, okay, maybe this is the right thing to say and this is what's expected of me, but it's not really how I feel about it. And that's really where I was. I was in that corner of, I know this is what I'm supposed to say because this is how the traditional professionalism goes in the legal industry, but this is not really how I feel about it. And so that resonated, right? That translated in my presentation, and it was a big flop. It was a learning curve. It brought me down the rabbit hole. As a recovering perfectionist, I struggled with it quite a lot. I journaled about it and I brainstormed about it very much. And just the other day, I was recently requested for it, and I took it a different way and I revamped it and I gave it the Etta twist, and it worked. But before all that, I want you to know what the problem with traditional professionalism is. You see, I approached the topic with how we were traditionally taught, right? Which is focusing on the rules and wearing the suits and blending in and looking the part and covering the tattoos and not having so much piercings, right? But that's not what I actually believe professionalism is all about. And I'm sorry if I lost you, but hear me out. For me, true professionalism isn't about wearing a uniform or fitting into a box. It's about showing up as the best version of you. It's about feeling comfortable and confident in your own skin, being respectful of others and mindful of your audience, whether it's in a tailored suit or a vibrant dress or something in between. So, what's the point of looking the part if you're not feeling it, right? It's not comfortable. How can you perform your best? And more importantly, how can you connect with others in an authentic way? These are the questions I had to ask myself, and they completely changed how I approached the concept of professionalism, right? Because the approach is where it's at, right? How are we approaching these traditional mindsets that have been around for so long and that have dug their claws into an industry that has been so vigorous and so about rules and statutes, because that is literally our job. We need to follow the rules and follow the laws. And then on top of that, we built other unknown or unseen rules. However, society has grown a lot from the 1900s or even 1800s to now we're going into the mid 2000s. So society has changed. Our mindset, our way of life has changed. We are no longer those cave people that need to hunt or hoarder for food. Food is hopefully accessible to us. Whether it's through Instacart or getting in your car and shopping, we have food. So knowing and understanding that just like society progresses, we also need to progress on these quote unquote traditional mindset. So professionalism should actually empower you and not confine you. So hear me out. I'm in the healthy middle right here. I'm not all the way to the traditional, but I'm not all the way to full exploration, right? So the experience taught me that professionalism is deeply personal, right? It's not about conforming to someone else's idea of how you should look or act. Instead, it's about how you defined it for yourself. It's about showing up as the most compatible, confident version of you. When you're comfortable in your own skin, it actually radiates. And this is a proven science theory. If you come in with positive energy, confident energy, that spreads throughout. And people can see that. And most importantly, they'll respond to it. That's where the real connection happens. This is the shift in perspective. This is where we have changed, right, on how to train and speak. And now what I do is I lean into what feels real to me and impactful for others. I talk about the kind of professionalism that empowers people to bring their unique strengths and perspectives to the table, not one that forces them to suppress on who they are and what they actually want to say. So as a legal support staff, I see this very common, right? They're trying to get their foot in the door. They're trying to make an impression. So they don't want to speak too much in the meetings, even though they may have something really valuable to bring to the table. Or they feel that they don't even fit in that table or that they shouldn't even be there. You know, these are things that as legal support staff members specifically is where we come from. But the battle truly starts with management. Management sometimes feels like they're not enough, like they need to be a certain way. They can't be your best friend, but they also can't be that vigorous, strict manager because they don't want to be hated. So everybody is struggling with a healthy balance on how to manage the team and how to be part of the team. And we all have to kind of come together and really find that balance, because this is very specific to everyone. I often talk about this in my team building exercises, and I think I've already introduced this to the podcast, but if you're a new listener or even if you're an old one, here's a perspective that we always use in our team building. I bring along a pen, just any pen that I have in my suitcase at that point, and I go around and I pass around the pen to the actual team, and I tell them, what is one thing about this pen? Whether it's a color, whether it's the type of pen, whether it's skinny, whether it's, medium point, whether it's gel, whatever it is, look at the pen and tell me what you think. I even let them write with it, whatever it is, right? And you'd be amazed about the variety of responses that I receive. And this is just a pen. So imagine a human being, right? So when we are looking at someone, we prejudge. Whatever it is, whether, oh my goodness, they're very elegant, they look super professional, or whether it's the flip side of that. Doesn't matter. We automatically have these unconscious or conscious biases. So we need to understand that this is what is going to resonate and translate throughout. So when we feel ourselves, when we are at our best, that's when everything else kind of follows through, right? So what's the lesson of this? Authenticity is everything, right? And the big lesson here is that authenticity is not only everything, it matters. Whether you're giving a presentation, applying for a job, or simply showing up at work every day, staying true to yourself makes all the difference. When you're not authentic, people can see it. And the message you're trying to deliver just won't land. It will not resonate. People will look at you like you're crazy, and that's something that you really don't want. For those of you listening, I want to ask you, have you ever had a moment where you lacked authenticity, caused something to fall apart? Maybe it was in a presentation or even a conversation or even on a project at work. How did you bounce back? What did you learn from it? And let's talk about it, because this is really what this podcast is about. I want you to reflect on these topics and create conversations throughout. So refining professionalism and redefining what that means for me. I won't ever do a presentation on professionalism in the traditional sense, but I will continue to speak about authenticity, confidence, and showing up as your true self. Because at the end of the day, professionalism isn't about the clothes you wear or the image you project. It's about the work you do, the relationship you build, and the way you carry yourself with integrity and confidence. Thanks for joining in on another episode of the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. And as always, until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.